social media. Oh my God, how are we doing? How the fuck are we doing? Oh! Another week in the books and another week of this goddamn beloved show that I love doing so goddamn much. Oh my God, I cannot wait to get into it. We got a lot of stuff we're talking about, but I will say this. The other day, I was medically retired from the Army. They get you, man. I don't know how, but they get you. But hey, I am in the greatest base of all time. That base being Fort Couch, baby. But I will say this. Imagine that you are out of the military and you still get called in to do some goddamn fucking paperwork. What the hell is that even about? You know what? That's a conversation saved for another day, but another week is in the books, and another Friday is here. I hope everybody tuned in to College Sports Villains, the most villainous college sports talk show you will find on social media, because man, oh man, did we have a good time last night. And man, are we going to have a good time tonight? Why? Because at the end of the day, you will know whose game this is when everybody's saying no mercy sports. Let's get into it, baby! New York Yankees Revenge Tour starts this season! Let's go!
Nobody can stop me now.
Let me talk to you. Why? Because, ladies and gentlemen, we are live, and it don't get much better than this. Spring training is here, and you know I had to come decked out in my New York Yankees gear. And hey, Eminem, move aside, because I'm pretty sure that I just did my thing when it comes to rhyming. But I will say this. We're going to get into baseball. There's no doubt about that. We got baseball on the horizon. There is no question about that. We even got the greatest college sports tournament of all time on the horizon. And it ain't the College World Series, baby. Nah. It is the March Madness tournament. Obviously, people are going to be calling off of work because they're coming down with the syndrome of March Madness, baby. But baseball and baseball and oh my God, what is it? I'm drawing a blank. Dear God. Oh, baseball and college basketball aside, man, oh man. Look, there was a new general manager that took over the sport of hockey, and he said, you know what? You know what's going to get people invested in hockey? A Four Nations face-off tournament. Now, why he went with Sweden and Finland, I'll never know. But including USA and Canada, he did not miss a beat. And the fact that the Four Nations face-off had more viewers than the NBA All-Star Game fucking weekend had. Adam Silver, you clearly don't have your goddamn ducks in a fucking row, baby! What are you doing? You made the league fucking soft. But last Saturday, there was a fight night in Canada. Why? Because forget the NBA. USA versus Canada in Montreal was easily the most anticipated game last weekend, and man, oh man, it was not even fucking close. Let me talk to you. Those maple syrup sucking bitches really decided to take matters into their own hands. And when our national anthem, the American National Anthem, was being sung and played, those maple syrup sucking bitches up north, you can say what you will about them, but I will say this: they decided to take matters into their own hands and boo our national anthem. Now, what followed clearly did not disappoint, as in the first 9 seconds alone, I'll say that again, in the first 9 seconds, 9, not 10, not 5, not 4, not 3, damn near not 2. Well, you know what? We had 2 fights in 3 fucking seconds. But I will say this: in the first 9 seconds alone, between USA versus Canada, we had 3 fights. 2 of those fights came from Matthew and Brady Tkachuk, the Tkachuk brothers. Man, oh man! Look, sorry, I'm trying to catch my breath right now. Why? Because what followed with the 3 fights in 9 seconds between USA and Canada in that game, oh my God. If you didn't feel more patriotic in that game, I don't know what to tell you. Hey, maybe just go up north or go fucking south. But aside from the Tkachuk brothers, I will say this: I guarantee you their dad told them that when it comes to USA and Canada, it is forever hands on sight, regardless of the fact whether it's a face off, whatever. It is permanent hands on sight. Throw the glove or throw the stick down, throw the gloves off. We're throwing haymakers, and I guarantee you this, man, oh man, there will never be a tougher hockey image than the Tkachuk brothers dapping each other up going into the penalty box. Oh my God. But the third fight that followed was JT Miller. And hey, I'll say this. You know, Canada decided, hey, we're going to push you around because hockey is our sport. You got to push us around? Nah! We're going to be doing the pushing here, buddy. And guess what? You ain't involved. We're doing the pushing here. Now, this game was literally physical from the opening face-off until the final horn. Now, despite the fact that USA lost in the championship game, oh my God, look, I get it. You know, it was overtime. Hey, we took Canada to overtime. My spirits would be a lot higher if we beat Canada. I'll just say that. Anyways, now despite USA losing in the championship game last night, did USA Hockey prove that they are here to stay? Yes, the fuck they did. Oh my God. The roster that we have is insane. It is through the goddamn roof. And I fucking wish that the Hughes brothers, along with the Tkachuk brothers, could grace the ice. But I'll tell you one thing, though. We have one person gracing his presence with us. He is the host of the most villainous college sports talk show you will find on social media, and here he is.
I'm a bad guy, the one you love to hate. Andrew Anderson, spitting truth that just can't wait. Got a podcast, like a punch right to your face. College sports villain, taking it over the place. I'll bring the facts whether you like it or not. Dropping truth bombs, giving it all I got. They call me a villain, well, I wear that badge with pride. Nothing but secrets they try to hide. Hard rock in my veins, rebellious to the core. I won't back down, won't take it anymore. The bad guy of the podcast world, that's me. Unleashing the truth, setting it all free. Unleashing the truth.
Mr. Anderson, what is going on? Loving the South Carolina jersey, my man.
Well, I'm getting ready to come on the show, and I turn on No Mercy, and I see that you've got the whole style thing going on there. I'm like, well, I can't get on like this, man. Like I got to up my game, so I went and correlated my colors.
Hey, love it, love it, love it. Look, spring training is here, and opening day is on the goddamn horizon. You love to see it.
Oh yeah, we are here, man. College baseball too. Got a chance to watch some of that today. Really fun.
Hey, how is South Carolina doing, by the way?
5-0.
Ooh! SEC, watch your asses.
Hey, look, I don't think we're going to win the SEC, but I really think we can place it about the top 7, and that's good enough to go to the postseason.
Hey, it is what it is. I've seen what you're posting on social media. I love it. Man, look, as long as South Carolina is getting them wins, man,
So
nothing but respect.
Our softball team's 11-0 for the first time since '96.
How's the women's team, or I should say, how's the women's basketball team doing?
They're 27-3.
Is Dawn Staley still the head coach?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I'm feeling good about it. We took a couple of losses, but this is normal. I mean, we won 2 natties, once with a 4-loss season and once with a 7-loss season. So I'm not worried. Dawn Staley's out there with all these All-Americans. We'll be just fine.
Hell yeah, let's fucking get it, South Carolina. Let's go. But yeah, so recently, like I was talking about, there was a fight night in Canada this past weekend when USA took on Team Canada in Montreal, of all places. Now, the Canadians decided to take matters into their own hands and be like, you know what? When the American National Anthem is played, we're going to boo the ever-living shit out of it. And USA was like, oh, they essentially turned into Michael Jordan. They took that personally, and it really showed. But despite the fact that they lost in the championship game, did USA prove that hockey is here to stay in the United States of America?
Yeah, it was a big win. And when they played the Canadian National Anthem at the championship game, it didn't get booed. And I figured out the reason why, because nobody knows what the Canadian National Anthem is. So I think, I think that's why that happened the way it did. American hockey, man, has always been good. We Canada and Russia are the top 2. Russia's been banned from all international competition, or else they'd be out there winning these medals and stuff too. But USA has beat them on several occasions throughout the years. So, it's not like America sucks at hockey, bro.
Hey, look, we have the players. Unfortunately, some of the best players come from Canada and Russia. Look, the last time that we saw something great from USA hockey, 1980, Miracle on Ice, and it's not even close.
It's a year before I was born.
Oh shit! Okay. But
Witness that.
oh yeah, no, like if you've seen the movie Miracle, oh my god, just chef's kiss.
I saw the one they made in the 80s. I'm sure it was like a made for TV movie. It was really good, but I've not seen Miracle.
Oh yeah, no, look, if you watch Miracle and that was made in 2004, you are not going to be disappointed. But we are going to move on from hockey and unfortunately go into the NBA, which should be the National Boring Association after last weekend, because the dunk contest has literally not been the same since 2016, and that is a fact. In the last 3 years, some unknown player by the name of Mac McClung has won the dunk contest. Now, to quote arguably the greatest UFC fighter in the modern day history, Conor McGregor, who the fuck is that guy?
He's a G League player.
Exactly. The dude is literally averaging 0 points, 1 rebound, and 2 assists. This goddamn season. But hey, when it comes to the dunk contest, hey, he's gonna show up.
Well, I was watching. I can't remember the guy's name. He's a real famous hockey player. He's like one of the only black dudes to really ever go out there and do really, really good.
PK Subban.
Maybe. I was watching an interview today, and it was on ESPN, and he's like, NHL and NBA ain't the same. He's like, NHL players go out there, they play hurt, they play injured, they play for pride. NBA players go out there and they get a little tightness in their knee, and then people pay $1,500 for a ticket and they're not playing. He goes, that's why these two games aren't the same, and I couldn't agree more. You called it the National Boring Association. It is. The star players aren't playing when people are paying these high money for these tickets. They're load managing. They're not allowed to play defense. This is a terrible, terrible business model right now, and
It really is.
Will kill the NBA.
Yeah, and the literal fact that Adam Silver has to come up with what's it called, the in-season tournament, just to draw viewership. Like, dude, you are competing with college football and the NFL in its prime weeks, and you got to come up with an in-season tournament just to draw viewership? No, you got to go, my guy.
Here's the thing. The in-season tournament means nothing. That's why nobody likes it. It doesn't mean anything at all. So if they want it to mean something, they take all the teams that didn't go for the eighth seed in the playoffs, and they run a one and done tournament like the NCAA tournament. Winner gets to go to the playoffs. That's the only way to make the in-season tournament matter. Just because you give them a trophy and say you're the in-season tournament members, nobody cares about that. Like, not even a little bit. So
yes, 100% agree. It's like, this is a meaningless ass tournament. Like, what the hell are you even doing? You are literally competing against football right now, and you got to come up with some bullshit ass fucking bullshit like this? Nah. Like, I swear to God, at least, oh my God, who was it? I want to say Adam Stern.
Yes.
Like, at least he knew what he was doing with the NBA.
Yeah.
At least he kept the NBA All-Star games fucking competitive. Not like, oh, hey, let's just go out there and score damn near 400 points in a fucking game.
Yeah. All-Star games used to have pride. NFL done the same thing, and I get it, injuries or whatever, but it doesn't matter anymore like it used to. I mean, baseball does a good job with their All-Star game, and the NHL does a good job with their All-Star game, especially with the skills challenge, and players are still playing 100%. But basketball and football have really dropped the ball. The All-Star games are awful.
They really have. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a few things when it comes to the NFL that it's like, hey, let's bring this back because during All-Star game or Pro Bowl weekend, at least we had like what was it? The throwing competition.
That was fun. The quarterbacks out there.
Oh my god. With
I love
today's quarterbacks, could you fucking imagine that shit?
that would be fun.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look, you got the what is it? The catching style of things, but at least bring back the goddamn old school Pro Bowl, I'm talking when Sean Taylor fucking annihilated the goddamn kicker in the AFC.
Yes. Like I understand that they'll never do that again. I get it. You can't be taking vicious hits.
Yeah.
But
I'll agree with that.
you can play a regular game.
Yes.
I mean, and here's the thing about the NBA, even worse. Like, there's the risk of injury on a basketball court is very low. And that's why a lot of players, even when the NBA season's over, they go play another season for their country or whatever. Like you can play a real game of basketball. Like, the NBA is just awful. Their commissioner's awful. The product is awful, and nobody's watching it. It has lower viewership than hockey. And hockey, not that hockey's bad, but hockey's always been kind of number 4 on that poll. Yeah. And right now they're number 3. That tells you how bad NBA is doing.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, when you can, I literally looked up the numbers, and it straight up said the NHL Four Nations Face-Off did more numbers than the NBA did for this All-Star game weekend, and it's like, bro, obviously the NHL is doing something right.
Right. The NHL has a fun product, a good future that they were able to adapt with the times. The NBA has not, unfortunately.
No, and I love the fact that international hockey is being brought back in. On top of that, like, look, it is time. Look, we have the World Baseball Classic, countries versus countries. It's not even close. Hey, Team USA until the day I die. But when it comes to All-Star Weekend, it should be Europe versus USA. The same way that it is for the Olympics, Like, hey, we'll take our best 5 for from the USA and pin them against the best 5 from Europe.
I would even be okay with going back to East versus West. So
That's
like when you took Team LeBron versus Team KD, like nobody cares about that. Like your product is still people that are over 30, and they remember East versus West and how fun it was to have Michael Jordan versus Magic Johnson and Kobe Bryant versus KG and Paul Pierce. You know what I mean? And you don't get that anymore. You just get randomness. It's a bad product, bro. I couldn't agree more. The NBA is the worst product offered in sports.
Yeah, no, look, I could not agree more as well. I mean, look, when it comes to All-Star Game weekend for the US for the NBA, would you rather watch the All-Star Game weekend for the NBA, or would you rather watch a baseball game where the final score is 1-0?
All day long, a baseball game where the final score is 1-0. I mean, that's crazy talk to say anything else. A 1-0 baseball game means you just watched one of the best baseball games you've ever watched in your life, whether you understood what happened or not.
Yes. No, I completely agree. And on top of that, you're watching one of, if not the best defensive baseball games ever played.
Yep. Agreed. I don't care. I'm watching 1-0 baseball over 200 to 201 basketball anytime.
Facts. Big time facts. I mean, look. Oh, I mean, look, I really think I speak for everyone when I say this, that this NBA season, to quote Homer, has been boring.
And it has been for quite a few years now, too.
Yeah. I mean, look, we got 7 feet tall guys pulling up from beyond the arc and making shots like it's fucking nothing. We got, guys like Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, Chris Paul pulling up from half court and sinking said shots. You wonder, and Adam Silver has the gall, the audacity to even wonder why his numbers, why the NBA numbers are even going down.
See, the players of yesteryear could have done that too, made logo shots. But the problem was, once you made it to half court, somebody was on your ass in the 80s and 90s. Like,
Yes.
you're not just going to sit out there and just shoot wide open. And the rules today give them the opportunity to do that. And you're right, it's fucking boring, man.
It really is.
Terrible. NBA's terrible.
It really is. No, I'm not even going to deny that. I mean, look, I will say this. I heard something on ESPN radio that kind of made somewhat sense. Look, the dunk is arguably, or one of, if not the greatest showmanship when it comes to the NBA. But it seems as though when people decide to pull up beyond the arc and just shoot and make a three, it takes away the excitement. But what if we had a 3-point, what if a dunk was worth 3 points?
I mean, that couldn't even save it. I mean,
Ooh, okay.
I don't know, man. If you could just play the game with defense,
Yes,
that right there would solve a lot of your issues.
it really would.
Yeah, and then not having people just having free open shots at the logo, like you said. Yeah, put defense back into it.
Yeah, I mean, because at this point, the Defensive Player of the Year is literally a participation trophy.
It is. It's just to say we're keep handing out the award.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a reason why Rudy Gobert is, I want to say, a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year champion. But at the same time, it's also like there's literally no fucking defense in today's NBA.
Man, in yesteryear, you had small guys like John Stockton who lead the league all time in steal. Oh my!
Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe he's also the all-time leader in assists as well.
He is, but that just shows you how they played the game back then.
Yes.
One of the smallest guys on the court had the most steals, and that's real defense. And you had to worry about the smallest guy on the court. Now, nobody's allowed to play.
No, I mean, look, you got guys out there grabbing rebounds just for, what is it? Stat padding. That's it. Meanwhile, you had when you were growing up in like the late 80s, the 90s, you had guys like Dennis Rodman getting rebounds because it was his fucking job.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And you could box out back then too. It was difficult to get rebounds.
Very true. Very, very true. I mean, look, something needs to change, and it more than likely has to be Adam Silver. I don't know. NBA's got to do something because the Adam Silver has made the league so goddamn soft.
Agreed.
But we're gonna take a break from basketball. We're gonna take our first commercial break, and we will be right back talking football. Until then, enjoy the break.
I'm a bad guy, the one you love to hate. Andrew Anderson, spitting truth that just can't wait. Got a podcast, like a punch right to your face. College sports villain, taking it over the place. I'll bring the facts whether you like it or not. Dropping truth bombs, giving it all I got. They call me a villain, well, I wear that.
welcome back. I'll tell you what, I don't know whether it's the crowd or the song or just both in general, but both get me hyped the fuck up. And man, oh man, I'm willing to run through an offensive line the same way Jadeveon Clowney ran through that Michigan offensive line in the Outback Bowl. I don't know what it is.
They didn't even touch him.
The dude ran through Michigan's offensive line like they were a wet paper bag, like they were a goddamn wet tissue. Oh my God. That, I swear to God, that play lives rent free in my head, and it's not even close.
Oh, yeah, me too, man. I was hyped when that happened.
But speaking of football, the Jets actually made the right move for once this year. Now, they actually came to the realization that Aaron Rodgers was not going to get the job done to bring him to the promised land that Joe Namath brought him to. About time they realized that, because his first year as a Jet, he lasted 4 games and then was out the rest of the season. Now, if only they could move on from Woody fucking Johnson, then maybe the Jets would actually be onto something. Now, where do they go from here? You know, do they look for another quarterback to invest time and money in, or do they look into the NFL draft?
There's nobody in the NFL draft that's going to really do them a whole lot of favors. There's some people in free agency they can look at, but honestly, the problem wasn't Aaron Rodgers specifically. You know, Aaron Rodgers is still talented, and granted, he's out there with all his magic mushrooms and all that, but you're not going to get a more talented quarterback to come to New York and win. The problem is you have a shit ass team, and
well, they somewhat have good offensive weapons and defensive weapons, but my thing is, you know, Aaron Rodgers loved pointing the finger at everybody except himself because he couldn't take accountability for himself.
I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying that he is very talented, and if you could not win with him, good luck with bringing in a rookie or a Kirk Cousins or a Sam Darnold. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, they tried with Sam Darnold. Unfortunately, it failed, but he was set up for failure from the get-go when they drafted him.
That's my point. Like, yeah, nobody's coming to save you. You're a bad franchise.
Yeah. I will say this. If Zach Wilson can go out there and prove, like, hey, he wasn't the problem, obviously the Jets were a fucking problem, because if they're bringing in a 4-time MVP and he couldn't get the job done, just really goes to show that aside from the Chicago Bears, the Jets are arguably the most dysfunctional franchise in NFL history, and it's not even close.
Yeah, pretty dysfunctional.
I mean, it's unreal, but I'll tell you what really is dysfunctional. When it comes to football, a lot of players have their kryptonite. For Peyton, not Eli, it was Tom Brady. But speaking of Tom Brady, his was Eli Manning. And if you don't believe me, just go back and look at Super Bowl 42 and Super Bowl 46. The results speak for themselves. He beat him twice. I'm just saying.
He did.
And now, most recently, it seems as though Patrick Mahomes' kryptonite is Tom Brady. Why? Because the history speaks for itself. In 2018, the Patriots beat the Chiefs in the AFC Championship, and then 2 years later, Tom Brady came out of retirement, went to Tampa Bay, and then embarrassed the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. As if that wasn't crazy enough, in his first Super Bowl broadcast for Tom Brady, it just so happened to be that the Chiefs were playing the Eagles, and the Chiefs lost that game. Is it safe to say that Brady was clearly the kryptonite for Patrick Mahomes.
I don't know about all that, but I mean, the Eagles were a much better team than the Chiefs were this year.
I'll
And
agree to that.
the refs didn't show up to help the Chiefs. I think because of the government threatened to whatever Marvel character logo with the Yankees logo. Talking about the Punisher.
Yes, sir. Hey, my wife got me this. Terry, my wife got me this as a birthday present.
Yeah, I'm all. Let's see. I was playing around with the. I'm trying to get it back to where I don't know.
Oh, it's all good.
There we go. Yeah, so and we all know Tom Brady is the GOAT, right? And he Patrick Mahomes will never be Tom Brady. You look 25 years old. I'm pretty old. Pretty old. But
Hey,
yeah.
we're all old here, Terry. The fuck you talking about?
Hey, Terry's younger than I am. So
Hey, we're still in the age echelon.
yeah, definitely. But yeah, Tom Brady will always be the ghost that Patrick Mahomes cannot shake.
Yeah, the same way that LeBron is trying to chase Jordan. But he's just like, you know what? I'm gonna stat pad and do what Jordan couldn't. Okay, well, Jordan won more than you did. Just remember that.
I mean, Jordan also took 2 years off and then still retired early. LeBron is playing past his prime. Definitely stat pad. I mean, no matter what he does, he'll never be Jordan.
Yes. No, I completely agree. I mean, look, everybody has their kryptonite. Obviously, when it comes to LeBron, and it's obviously Jordan, Mahomes, it's Brady. For Brady, it's Eli Manning, and I mean, look, the list goes on and on.
Definitely.
But I mean, speaking of the NFL Combine is upon us. Man, oh man, I cannot wait to see who is going to go in the top 5 and what team needs what position to be in shouting distance of, hey, we're one player away from being a serious contender this year.
Honestly, after watching the Eagles this year and the Chiefs and the Bills, I don't think any team is one player away from being a contender because these teams are fucking great, man.
They really are.
I want to see the Eagles and the Chiefs and the Bills and the Lions. I think you're going to continue to see these guys kind of rule the roost. The answer for me is none. No team is just one player away.
Yeah, no, I'll agree to that. I mean, look, I've listened to ESPN radio a lot, and look, I'm happy for Saquon. I'm glad he got that Super Bowl ring. The man deserves it, and it wasn't even close. But there is no way in goddamn hell, to quote Vince McMahon's theme song, there is no chance in hell that the Giants are recovering from letting Saquon go to their rival nonetheless.
Sometimes in life we make bad decisions. I know it's not the same, but the first thing that immediately comes to mind is the Red Sox trade and Babe Ruth.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's a good one.
So, I mean, yeah, you're in your 40s, but you're lower in the 40s than I am. We've had this conversation.
I mean, hey, this next comment really speaks for itself.
So I don't know, Jane. Are you younger? You're younger than Brandon, right?
Well, I'm gonna be turning 35 this year, so
So
there's
you're
that.
older than Brandon. Okay, yeah. So you're not the toddler.
Well, I mean, when it's compared to you, me, and Terry, I might as well be the toddler.
Yeah, between us, yeah. I'm about to be 44.
Hmm. But ooh, yeah, that was a bad trade. That was a really bad trade. I ain't even gonna lie.
Hey Chris, let's not pretend like these Giants are those Cowboys. That is not what's happening here.
Yeah, no, that's true. That is true. But speaking of the NFL, I
Or Derrick
mean, look,
Henry.
we got the NFL Combine upon us. Let's go over the top 5 NFL mock draft because we got the Titans, we got the Raiders, we got the Giants. I want to say there's 2 other teams or 3 other teams, I should say, that I'm thinking of, but I just can't. How is the NFL draft going to go?
I'm trying to pull up my thing right now. I have it saved right here. So Titans 1, Browns 2, Giants 3, Patriots 4, and the Jaguars 5. I think the Titans take Abdul Carter. I don't think a quarterback's going to save them. I think they need to focus on that defense because it's really bad. The offense is bad, but the defense is really bad. So I think that's where they go with that. I think the Browns, I think Deshaun Watson's done. Shador Sanders is out there. It's time to make that pick.
I
If
can
I'm
see
the Browns,
that.
I'm picking Shador Sanders, right?
Yeah, I really could see that. And on top of that, it's like, yo, the Browns literally wasted $235 million guaranteed money to this fucking dude when Baker Mayfield was literally that guy for them.
I agree. 3, I think the Giants should take Ashton Genty. They've got to get a running game that matters. You can't win
Yes,
without a running game.
I'll agree with that.
The Patriots got to take Travis Hunter. They're what they're building on offense is really, really good.
Hmm.
Drake May is really going well out there, but if you take Travis Hunter and you put him out there on the island, he can put down a wide receiver. And
Oh,
I
so essentially be another Darrell Revis.
right, and I think the Jaguars, honestly, I think they got to take Will Campbell. He's the best offensive lineman that's been in the draft in 20 years. Somebody's got to take him in the top 5.
Hey,
That,
we
that's
gotta
what
make offensive linemen great again, you know?
I
Look,
think. I think he's the highest pick since Orlando Pace went number 1 overall back in like 90 something.
oh, I was gonna, or no, there was another offensive lineman. Oh my god, what was his name? He went to the Miami Dolphins in like 2008. Jake Long, I think that was his name. Jake
Yeah,
Long.
yes, Jake Long.
Yeah. Oh my god. Look, we gotta make offensive linemen great again. You know, because look, you can have a quarterback, but it don't mean shit if he doesn't have an offensive line to protect him.
No, it don't. And also, you also not only do you have the offensive line, you got to have somebody who can get open too, and
Yes.
that's also been a problem. So, offensive linemen are great, and they set the tone. But if you could have 10 seconds, but if you ain't got nowhere to throw the ball, I mean, that really seemed to be Drake May's problem this year. Like the offensive line was built, and when somebody got open, he made the throw every time, but they just couldn't get open. I don't know. It was weird.
Very true. I mean, look, I mean, I know that they just hired Mike Vrabel. I believe they just brought in Josh McDaniels as their offensive coordinator. So, there's some potential there for the Patriots. But at the same time, if they draft right, AFC East is gonna AFC East is gonna be the AFC beast this year.
Yeah, I think they're going to be good too. Terry, I'm sending you the draft. He's asking what 1 through 5 is. I just sent you a graphic. That's just the Titans doing Titan things. I don't even know who Isaiah Washington is.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh man, oh man. Oh god, I cannot wait for the NFL draft. I mean, it is gonna come and it's gonna come in a big way. Phrasing. Phrasing when I say that.
How close are we to the NFL draft?
I would say about a month or two away.
Okay, I didn't know exactly when it was.
Yeah, I know it takes place in April.
Okay, good.
Yeah. But we are going to take our final commercial break and we will be right back.
I'm a bad guy, the one you love to hate. Game day countdown with Mac and James. It's game day countdown, round rise and shine. Mac and James with the sports talk line. Big plays, bright lights, teams on the rise. From the first step to the final drive. Big hits, big plays are the highlights. Countdown's on, it's football time. Game day countdown, Mac and James, let's go.
Yes, we are on the verge. We are 1 month away from the greatest college sports tournament of all time, and it's not even close. Eat your heart out, College World Series. We are on the verge of March Madness. Some people would say, hey, you know what? I've come down with a case of March Madness, and the only thing to cure that is to go home and watch the tournament. But speaking of March Madness, what team do you think could go all the way and win the national championship?
So, if you're looking at March Madness right now, and I made some shorts on my, I made a YouTube channel, by the way, College Sports Villains. So keep a lookout for that. But so I've been making a lot of shorts on this, and I will tell you one thing that really scares me is Kansas has just been losing games by like 30, and it just don't make no sense, right? It just don't. Kansas is ranked number 23, and they're 17-8 right now.
Yeah.
Which makes them dangerous to me. Gonzaga, a bad year, not even in the top 25. Creighton, a team that I love, not even in the top 25 this year. If you look at the top 10, it's riddled with SEC teams, and so Auburn is number one in the country. I mean, and they only have 2 losses, but Auburn beat South Carolina by 2. And
Yeah.
South Carolina doesn't have an SEC win.
Yeah.
But
Regular season is one thing, but when it comes to the tournament, it's all marbles on the goddamn line, and it's not even close.
well, that's what I'm saying. All the team that usually does the best in the regular season usually does not win the tournament. That's just reality. Usually, the 8th ranked team or something crazy. And I will tell you, watching it, seeing it, who I'm picking right now, you got to give me Duke. Like, I think Duke is as good as they ever have been. They didn't miss a beat. They had a few down years, but now they're back where they were under Coach K. I think you see Duke win this.
Fucking Terry. Hey, we'll see what happens when the tournament is underway. But don't you dare sleep on the back-to-back reigning, defending, undisputed national champions, University of Connecticut, baby.
I'm looking right now, and I'm looking really, really hard. Let me see. Oh yeah, I can't find UConn in the top 25. They're not 3-peating. Yeah, Cooper Flagg is that dude, bro. Cooper Flagg is one of the biggest college basketball stars we've had in a long time. But yeah, UConn ain't 3-peating, bro. No, sir.
Hey, I'll take Duke any day of the week. I ain't even gonna lie. Oh, please. Well, hey, we'll see what happens when the tournament rolls around.
Creighton beat that ass. Should I go put on my Creighton gear? Come on, man.
Hey, we'll see what happens when that tournament rolls around because it is one and done in that tournament. We'll see what happens.
I love me some Creighton, but UConn ain't 3-peating. Get that's crazy talk this year.
I love it. I love it. I love it. But speaking of loving it, we got more WWE Elimination Chamber to talk about. Another match has been added to the card, as in Kevin Owens is taking on Sami Zayn in a unsanctioned match. Why? Because Kevin Owens took it upon himself to deliver a package pile driver. And man, oh man, there has not been a disappointing match between these two. And I don't think it starts now when it comes to the Elimination Chamber.
I don't watch new wrestling that much. Once a year. Last year I watched it twice because you convinced me to watch WrestleMania, right? But even I know Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are like, how many matches have they had now? 30, 40, 50? It's
somewhere up there, yeah.
Probably die. You know what I mean? And I get it. Like, it's a nod to them and the work they put in and they're friends and they get to work together. I understand. But is it what's best for business?
I mean, in a way, it is what it is for business. On top of that, it's like, hey, yo, when you put two best friends against each other, man, the match is not going to disappoint whatsoever.
So I just found out. I just opened my phone and it said The Rock has interrupted Cody Rhodes and then told him that he would be at the Elimination Chamber.
Okay.
I guess that's breaking.
Yeah, I saw the segment between The Rock and Cody Rhodes, and I'm like, yeah, it's probably just The Rock out here trying to get a guaranteed paycheck, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, look, you take out Damian Priest and you put in The Rock, and that match gets instantly better.
I'll agree to that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to. I may even check it out if that happens, bro.
Uh-oh. Hey, Terry knows what he's talking about. We talking Jacob Fatu for champion? Hey, I could get on that fucking train. Man knows what he's doing, but beware of Godzilla Fatu, baby.
Jacob Fatu is so. I just recently saw him in the last couple. I saw him at the Royal Rumble and a couple of clips since then. He has more genuine charisma than anybody I've seen in wrestling in a long time. His look, his in-ring, the way that he portrays himself, even with just his body movements. I'm a huge fan. I could get behind a movement where they push him to the main card. Like he really, really stands out. I mean, you may have a Roman Reigns type star here. You know, somebody with real star power, Seth Rollins type star power here.
I'll agree to that any day of the week. The man is 270 pounds and doing a cleaner moonsault than fucking Vader, for crying out loud.
Yeah, he big fan of Fatu. Good call for Terry.
Oh yeah. But and then there's this guy. Nobody cares about Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn anymore.
I agree.
Hey.
I agree with this statement. Is it?
Hey, I'll just say this: their matches have not disappointed when they've been pinned against each other.
I'm not saying the matches are boring. Both of them are talented entertainers, but we've seen it too many times. You know what I mean? That's why The Rock and Stone Cold eventually had to fizzle out.
Yeah, no,
As
okay,
fun as
that's
it
true.
was, how many times can you see it?
That's true.
That's
All
just that's how I feel.
I'll agree to that. But man, oh man, March 1st, Elimination Chamber cannot come soon enough. And oh my God, is it going to be good? Especially the fact that it is in Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
Is it March 1st?
I believe so.
Man, I was opening on March 1st and my schedule got changed today. I got the notification. And now I'm closing.
Yeah, I was gonna say once I get the once I look it up and it's like confirmed that this is the official date. Yeah, I'll put it out in the group chat. Like, hey, this is the official date for Elimination Chamber, and it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, it's Saturday and I'm closing, and I was opening. So, but once again, like you're gonna do a live for it, right?
Oh hell yeah, dude!
Yeah, I'm going to watch it when I get home because I'm off that Sunday, like I did the Royal Rumble. Just skip all the matches and just watch. I don't know. I actually ended up watching Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens, and I mean it was a really good match. So I will share it and all that, and I'm gonna make sure you have a bunch of viewers all I can, but like don't tell me what happens.
Hey, you have my word. Oh my God. Yes, yes, yes. We are all here and ready for a Cody Rhodes heel turn.
Man, could you imagine if John Cena wins the Elimination Chambers, goes to WrestleMania, and then Cody Rhodes cheats to retain his title, cheating him out of the 17th? I mean, like that would instantly put Cody so over that he could hold the title for another year.
Oh my God.
It's true.
I cannot wait. Yeah, we'll wait for that when it comes to baseball season. For now, we're still in WWE season.
Nobody gives a fuck about Major League Baseball anymore. And as much as I love it, Rob Manfred has made it to where you cannot watch your local teams anymore ever unless you pay an extra $100. Nobody has that kind of money. So that's why baseball viewership is declining, and hockey's almost taken over baseball after taking over basketball.
Yeah.
People are like, why is baseball viewership declining? Because you can't watch the team you want. I don't want to watch the Brewers and the Tigers. I just don't. I want to watch the Braves and who they're playing. Last 2 years combined, and you can ask them, you know how many Braves games actually came on that I could watch? 3 in 2 years. 3. Fuck Rob Manfred, and that's why I don't like baseball no more. I can't watch the one team that I care about.
No, I completely agree. I mean, look, this is why certain baseball teams are having, networks that they have. This is why the Chicago Cubs have marquee sport networks. This is why that the New York Yankees have the Yes Network and everything like that. And it's like, hey, yo, like, there's a reason why baseball couldn't even come to an agreement with Bally Sports Network, for crying out loud.
The Braves had Bally Sports, and Rob Manfred killed that.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
I don't know. I probably won't watch much baseball. I didn't watch much baseball at all the last 2 years, like almost none, because the Braves were never on, and I don't care about the Tigers and the Brewers. Like, I just don't.
Yeah, I mean, plus, like, even if you were to get something like YouTube TV and you were to tune it, or like you even got the baseball package and you tuned in to the team that you love, it's gonna be a fucking blackout. Like, what?
Yep, even with the MLB package, correct.
Like, what the fuck, yo?
Yep, that's why I don't watch it.
Ay vey. But hey, next Saturday, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, it is on for WWE Elimination Chamber. Oh my God. On top of that, next month we got the greatest college sports tournament of all time. And man, oh man, is it gonna be a fucking good one. God, I cannot fucking wait for March Madness and the Elimination Chamber. But a big thank you for showing out and coming out. Hey, I hope you enjoy the rest of your night, and I hope you also have an awesome weekend, my man.
You too, man.
All right. Another week is in the books, and another episode of the most uncut, unfiltered, and uncensored sports talk show you will find on social media. But man, oh man, was tonight's episode an awesome one. But before I sign off, I want to say this. I hope everybody has an awesome weekend. Have fun. Know your limits, but have fun. Now, having said that, I'm going to give a weekend brief. I'm sorry, I got to. But it's going to be short, sweet, and to the point. Don't add to the population. Don't subtract from the population. Don't end up in the hospital, unalived, or in jail. If you end up in jail, call somebody you know because you have their number memorized. Call that number. And hey, establish dominance quickly. Until then, until next week for WWE Elimination Chamber, peace